grew our own potatoes, and someone would take a plow and go through the potato row, and the potatoes would come out. You dug for them a little bit and so on. That wasn't laying on top of the ground. And I remember this one day I said to Mom, I'll stay in the house and get dinner, lunch around dinner. And she said, well, you're going to help get dinner around, but you're going to go out and help pick up potatoes. And I says, she says, you have to learn to do everything. I says, any idiot can go out and pick up potatoes. And she said, well, then you're going to be one of the idiots who goes out and picks up potatoes. So I didn't get away with that one either. But, Mom was such a hard worker. She was picking something or planting something or canning something. She would can over 1,000 jars of things a day, or a year. She would, when we butchered, she canned the meat. And we didn't have meat every day. We had things that was flavored with meat because, she'd take a can of this or what. We had lots of soups, and she would save bacon grease, and she'd do canned green beans and that, and when you feed that many kids, But one of the things I remember about my mom was, this is after I was married and had some kids, and I was up there one day, and the neighbors' kids came in. My mom baked bread several times a week, and I swear the neighbors' kids could smell all the way to their house. And my mom made all kinds of jelly. So she had about 3 different kinds of jelly in there. These kids came in, and so she said, you want a piece of bread? Yeah, we'll have a piece of bread. And they looked at the jelly and says, Mrs. Diehl, don't you have this or that kind of jelly? And so she said, yeah, I have it. So she trots downstairs to get it. After the kids, I would have told them eat that, or or what. Well, that's the kind they like. So that was my mom.
And when did you eventually meet Uncle Carl and move out of the house?
Well, I was tricked into that one. The first time I met Uncle Carl was.
Dad. Spies.
No. We weren't allowed to wear short shorts or halter tops, when the other boys and stuff was around. But this one day, I don't know where my parents were, but we always had lines of clothes out, and I seen Dan's car coming up the road, and I had 2 pieces of clothes on, a pair of short shorts and a halter top. And I was out taking down clothes, and I thought Dan was alone when he came to change clothes. And so I come in with this big thing, a hand of clothes, and I heard someone say, oh, it must be hot out there today. And I looked, and there was Carl, and I flying over to the parlor, because there we folded clothes. We were only able to use that for special company. So it was always, the couch and everything was always clean over there. So we folded clothes and stuff over there. So that's the first time I met him. And then he asked me out a couple times, and I wasn't interested. And so one time I called your Uncle Dan, and I said, he called me. I called him to tell him I was ready to go home, because he would pick me up and take me out from Robinson's during the summertime. I was able to go home, and it was New Year's or Thanksgiving Eve when this happened. but I called him and says I'm ready, I'm finished, I can leave now. And so I was able to go, for the Thursday, Friday, Saturday home, and then I had to go back to work Monday. And Dan says, he says, I'm doing something tonight, I can't do it, but Carl said he'd pick you up and take you home. That was his buddy. And I said, I'll forget it. I said, Roger will probably take me home. The son of who I was working for. And he says, forget it. He says, I'll come over and get you. Well, when I came out and got in the car, Carl had Dan's car and Dan's shirt on, or jacket on. I get in the car. And I didn't know it was Carl until I heard him talk. And I thought, well, I'm not going to jump out of the car. So when he took me home, I jumped out of the car and went in the house. And I wasn't about to let my mom know that, I came home with him, because she knew that he's asking me out. And every time I asked to go out with someone else, she said, why don't you go out with someone nice like Carl? I finally says to her one time, if you like him so well, you go out with him, So I was about to admit. And then after we did start going together, he'd pick me up at work and take me home. And I'd always jump out of the car. But this one night, Pappy was out at the outside toilet, and he came out of the toilet. And so I thought, well, that's over with, So I left him come in the house that night.